Hello, John Cooper from Skillet.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. How's it going on your end?
Just fine. It's nice to chat with you again.
Absolutely. I'm pretty pumped because we get to have you right here in the Capital Region.
Yeah, this time it's not, 2 hours away or whatever, so I'm excited too.
Right. We're going to get more than 3 songs.
Yeah, exactly.
So, of course, you are going to be here at the Upstate Concert Hall on Wednesday, February 8th with Sick Puppies and Devour the Day. Actually, the first show of the 2017 leg of the Unleashed tour. What can our listeners expect this time around?
Yeah, well, you kind of just touched on one thing a second ago, which is that we get to play more than, 3 songs or 20 minutes. That's been the great thing about doing this record cycle is that it's been like 5 years since we'd headlined toured. So we're getting to play a lot of music, a lot of older stuff, catalog. We get to play for a long time, and the bands are awesome on the tour. Sick Puppies and Devour the Day, great acts, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're excited to hear you do the new single, Totally Live and Plugged In. When you came last time to do the Q Lounge and you did just a couple of songs, you kind of did it acoustic. Back from the Dead, Plugged In, I got to imagine is going to have a completely different feel.
I remember playing that, and I remember you guys saying you liked it and on the acoustic version. But yeah, we've been playing the song. I think it's the first new song that we learned before the record came out. And it's always been fun to play because it's got that really fast, I always call it like Kickstart My Heart, It's kind of got a Kickstart My Heart drum beat to it, which is one of my favorite Motley Crue songs.
Well, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been listening to the album since it came out. And when you listen to the songs off this new album, it literally just gets your adrenaline flowing. Like, no matter what situation you're in, whether you're cleaning around the house or you're at the gym, that blood gets pumping and your leg gets stomping and you can't stop. So we are very thankful for Unleashed, and we can't wait to see the full show because we've been waiting for a very long time for this one.
Yeah, well, that's really nice. Thank you. We really did want to make a record that was like a very energizing record. And really, I was like, man, I want to write an album that you could put in the gym, Those are the records that I love to listen to decades later. And all the crazy stuff going on in the world, it might be nice to turn something on and turn your brain off for a little while.
Right. Just be able to rock out and literally enjoy the music and whatever you're doing.
Absolutely.
So you guys were on tour for most of 2016. Did you get a nice little break over the holidays?
We did, yeah. It was a busy year because of releasing the record, and then we needed to be back home. And we've had about 2 weeks off in December, and then we had the last 2 weeks off. And it's just been wonderful being home, getting to watch the Packers crush the Cowboys. It was awesome. We live in Wisconsin, so, I got to get a little plug in for the Packers.
Of course. I saw that on Twitter the other day when the game finished.
Yeah, a lot of people got real mad. So, yeah, it's been really good being home. And I think I'll be ready to go back on the road and bored of sitting around. I'll be ready to hit the road and have some fun.
Are you doing anything fun on your time off?
I'm having a very fun time sitting around. I've been reading and getting to hit the gym on your own leisure.
Right.
And just watch movies and stuff like that. It's having a normal day off feels, for people on the road, it feels like a real luxury,
I could only imagine. It must be nice to just kick back for, a couple of weeks. But we're excited that you're going to get back on the road and obviously come and visit us. That's very exciting. We've been, following your progress since you were here right before the album dropped, online. I'm loving your podcast that you guys keep doing, like updating us with all the stuff that you guys have going on behind the scenes. I feel like it lets us feel like we're actually there with you throughout the whole tour. And I want to thank you for making us famous and putting us in your album release podcast.
Absolutely. Yeah, we had a big time with you guys.
Definitely a good time. When the album came out, we found out that Unleashed was going to be involved with the NFL and college football a little bit. Now, at some point you had said you want Feel Invincible to be played at the Super Bowl. Now that we're getting closer to the Super Bowl, do you think that that's a possibility that might happen? Do you have any insight on this?
Oh my gosh, that would be wicked. Turn on the Super Bowl and hear your song playing? That would be legendary. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but let's all cross our fingers and have a good thought. How does that sound? All
right, my fingers are crossed for you. I have faith. I think it's like one of the perfect anthems for a game of that magnitude.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It had to have been the biggest sports song of the year. It was bananas. I kept getting new calls saying, hey, MLB is going to use it, NHL is using it. It's just been really it's been awesome. It's such a privilege to see hear your song on the sporting event or on TV. It's just, I don't know. I think it's really cool. I think sports and rock and roll were made for each other.
I definitely agree. I mean, every time I hear it, I'm like, hey, we get to spend some time, spinning your album on the station. And then when you come to town and visit, it feels like we're part of that process. And I'm like, whoa, what? Something that you do on the daily is somewhere so big. It's kind of a great feeling. I can only imagine what it's like on your level.
Well, thank you. And you are, I mean, it's I always tell people when you hear a rock band on something, it's really a big win for all of us because you don't hear, rock music is not kind of ubiquitous like it used to be. So you don't hear it on movie soundtracks and sports as much as you used to. So
right.
It's a real privilege.
Right. So it's no secret that you're a big superhero fan, right? We know that you're a big fan of Batman and you have some crazy statues in your house, which blows my mind a little bit. But I was thinking last night and I realized that John Cooper is a pretty good secret identity name. Have you ever thought about if you were a superhero, what kind of superhero you would be?
That's hilarious.
Don't you think I feel like it's a pretty kind of common, but not too common. I feel like it could work.
What you mean.
What kind of superhero would you be?
Well, I think the big appeal with Batman, of course, is that he doesn't have superpowers to do what he does. That's kind of cool. But I suppose if I could have any superpower, super strength would be pretty awesome. Be able to Hulk out on somebody if you had to.
So what would we call you?
What would you call me? Oh, gosh. Shogun.
Yeah. I feel like we could make this happen. I feel like we can make it into a comic book series a la Gem and the Holograms, except for it'd be Skillet, where you're a rock star is your cover, and then you get to save people while you're on the road.
I like where you're going with this.
I feel like we should get some artists together and make this happen.
I think we probably should.
All right, John, last question. Do you have anything new planned for this leg of the Unleashed tour that we can put out there so that people could go and get tickets right now?
Right now. Okay, let's see. New things. We always change the set a little bit. We're adding a little bit of newer music in and slightly new production. But most people haven't seen us, since the record came out, in which case there's going to be a lot of new things, new songs that you've never heard us play live as well. Even if you saw us once last year after the record came out, we're going to be playing also newer things and switching the setup. So, but for people that it's been more than 8 months since you've seen us, it's going to feel like a brand new concert. And a lot of just new blood and new energy because of the new record and, the new fans coming in. It feels a little bit like a reboot.
Awesome. So new music, old music, some new visuals. We're pumped. Of course, John Cooper and Skillet going to be at the Upstate Concert Hall Wednesday, February 8th with Sick Puppies and Devour the Day. Tickets for the show on sale right now. Get yours at q103albany.com. John, thank you so much for spending a couple of minutes with us today.
Sure. Nice to talk to you.